It's Wednesday, January 13th. I am the coach, and this is the Early Edge, powered by SportsLine, the only daily sports betting podcast that's in your feed before 11 a.m., and you all love it because we do it in 10 minutes or less. Darce says, let's go, and let's bring in our cappers. We're calling this Bounce Back Wednesday because we're coming off kind of a ho-hum Tuesday because Steph Curry decided he didn't want to score, and the Nuggets decided they didn't want to protect a double-digit lead. So let's bring in my cappers right now. You know it's Wednesday? We got the Sony Open right below me. It's Rick G, the host of the First Cut podcast, and I know you've got some great golf picks for us today.
Absolutely stoked. First full field event, another week in Hawaii. Couldn't be any better, Coach.
Boom. Right next to Rick G. You know him. And today he decided to do his hair, no hat. But Chief's got to be close. M squared, Mike McClure, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I even put the polo on today, Coach. I got to do that when it's golf season. I do that every Wednesday ahead of getting ready for golf. So I am locked in, ready to go. Golf, hockey, college basketball, NBA. What a sports day we have.
Boom. And right next to me, you guys know him. He's our rock. He's the Maestro, Larry Hartstein. You had Toledo yesterday. That line went all over the place. It didn't matter because they won by over 30.
That was a nice one. Also 3-1 on sportsline.com. Make sure to check out all our picks right there, and let's do it.
Let's do it. First game on the board. We're starting with M squared. We're going to the NBA. We've got the Hornets and the Mavs. What do you like in this one, Mike?
I'm looking at the Charlotte Hornets here, +4. So the thing that's going to stand out here is Kristaps Porzingis is going to make his season debut for the Mavericks. However, they're going to be without Brunson, Powell, Finney-Smith, Josh Richardson, and there's at least Maxi Kleber as well is also going to be out. So they're very thin tonight on the road at Charlotte. Charlotte is playing really well at times thanks to LaMelo Ball coming off the bench. I make this game a lot closer to a pick'em. So you're giving me 4 points with the Charlotte Hornets here. I think it's the best play on the board as Dallas is just too thin tonight.
And, Coach, I'm going to go out west to the Phoenix Suns. They're coming off their worst performance of the season. They got blown out in Washington. They shot 4 of 27 from three-point range. The coach called out the starters. They're playing a Hawks team that's only beaten one winning team all season, and that was the Sixers, a depleted Sixers team. Before that, they had lost 4 straight. And I just think this is a great bounce-back spot for the Suns. They've lost 4 times. The first 3 times they lost, they came back and covered strong. And I'll just put out a quick plug. We have a new capper on the site, Jeff Hockman. Brand new, has an unbelievable track record. And when I saw that he also had jumped on the Suns, I felt even better.
Bottom line is, if we're bringing in a new capper to Sportsline, he's got to be top notch, period. That's just the way it goes. Okay, NBA prop of the day, M squared. I have a feeling I know which game you're going to. Confirm it for me.
We're headed right back to the Charlotte game. I'm taking Gordon Hayward over 19.5 total points in this game. Mentioned the lack of depth for the Dallas Mavericks tonight. That is all at that wing defender position. Gordon Hayward should have his way here. I think that he might even approach this number by halftime. I like Hayward a lot. He's going to be critical to the success for the Hornets tonight. Give me the over 19.5 points.
I'm going to go back to the Suns and go with DeAndre Ayton over 10.5 rebounds. He averages 11.3 this season. He's coming off a personally terrible game for him. Clint Capella, questionable with a right hand injury for the Hawks. Big game for Ayton. I think he gets at least 11 boards.
Oh, yeah. And to back up M squared real quick, Gordon Hayward coming off a 44-point performance recently, so he's really starting to feel good. He's in shape. I think he's over the little trepidation of the injury, so I like both of those prop bets in the NBA. Okay, it's time to bring in the man right below me because on the Early Edge, we have what's the word? Affirmation? That's not even the right word. We love golf. We love golf, and it's the first full field event, as Rick G said. So, Rick, kind of educate us real quick on what this tournament looks like, the players that should do well, and what your picks are.
Sure, we have an affinity for golf, coaches. I believe the word you were looking for. There you go. So Sony Open Waialae Country Club, if you're looking for a comparison to the course that we saw, the Plantation course last week at Kapalua, more contrasts than comparisons here. It is one of the flatter courses on the PGA Tour. It's par 70. It's short, hair over 7,000 yards, which means that distance is always appreciated, but not necessarily a prerequisite for success this week. So here's where I'm going, Coach. I'm going to start with a matchup, and I'm going to take Sebastian Sebastian Munoz, who is a small favorite over Emiliano Grillo. Munoz played himself out of the Tournament of Champions last week, firing a 75 in round one. That's 2 over par. He played his final 54 holes at 18 under. That was the second best stretch over the final 54 holes, behind only Joaquin Niemann. So Munoz figured it out. I think he keeps it going this week in Honolulu. And then I'm going to give you a top 20, Coach. And this one's Cam Davis. And for me, at 3.5 to 1 plus 350, this is really a play on his raw talent. This is a young, lanky Aussie who can just hit it out there. I mean, the raw talent is there. He sniffed the first page of the leaderboard at the Wyndham Championship and the Sanderson Farms. He had a top 10 finish here at Waialae last year. I think 2021 could be a big step forward in Cam Davis's career. I think it starts right now. And then everybody wants a winner. I've got a winner here, and it's the chalk. It's Webb Simpson. He's 12 to 1. He lost a ton of strokes off the tee last week at Kapalua. This is a much better course for him. He's finished inside the top 4 in each of his last 2 trips to Waialae. And quite frankly, Coach, Patrick Reed was originally in this field. Victor Hovland was originally in this field. Both of those guys withdrew. The number on Webb Simpson did not move enough to show the larger percentage of win equity that he has. So even at 12 to 1, I'm in on Webb Simpson.
I could not agree more with you, Rick, there. Losing Patrick Reed, Victor Hovland, no Dustin Johnson, no Justin Thomas in this field. Love it for that. If he doesn't win, it's probably going to be Brendan Todd, who I'm going to be on in a lot of matchups. I've taken him at every position to win. I like him in this 3-ball matchup specifically, though, from our good friends at William Hill. Brian Harmon and Charles Howell are the 2 opponents here. I have Brendan Todd significantly higher in my simulations. This is coming back at plus 175. It's one of my favorite plays of the entire week here this week.
I feel like a proud father right now with all you guys throwing out the promos and doing my job for me, our friends at William Hill. Oh, it makes me feel good. Now, I will do one right now because I'm telling you right now, if you're not a SportsLine member, what are you waiting for? Because we've got every sport imaginable other than baseball that's starting right now. In fact, the NHL starts tonight, and we've got 5 expert picks at the SportsLine app, sportsline.com, and also an A-rated play in our simulations as well. So you get all of that, all of our cappers, all the sports for one low price of free for 30 days if you use the promo code EDGE. Okay, next game on the board, we're going to the college ranks, and this is where our guys really excel. M-squared, what game are you looking at?
I'm looking at Wake Forest and Louisville here. So Wake Forest is getting 8 points on their home floor, and that's just simply too many. When I go to my simulations, I go to the SportsLine simulations, look for confirmation in other spots, and we are all on Wake Forest here, as this line should only be around 3.5 to 4 points. So when you're getting 8 in this spot, I know Louisville is a good team at times, but 8 points at home in this matchup, this is the time of the season when things starting to tighten up in these spots. So give me Wake Forest plus 8.
I'm going to go out west to Boise State. I mean, they just beat Wyoming 83-60. Now they're laying 9.5. Same matchup, same floor. 2 nights later, it's true. Boise State's leading scorer tweaked his ankle, but he only had 4 points last time out. They have an Arizona transfer who's just getting going. He had 8 points, then 4 points, then 21 a couple of nights ago. He can pick up the slack. This Boise State team winning their conference games by 23.9 points per game. I'm going to lay it again with Boise State.
I think, Maestro, that fans have had a hard time adjusting to this back-to-back, playing the same team in college basketball 2 games in a row, but you have not, and you've really picked the right situations and the right games to, for lack of a better term, double up and double our money, because the same team tends to win both games and cover the spread. All right, it's that time of the show. We got 1 minute left. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here we go. Here's our full recap. M-squared, he likes the Hornets plus the 4 against the Mavs. Gordon Hayward, same game in his prop, over 19.5 points. Thinks he might get there by halftime. And then in golf, he loves Brendan Todd. His big one, 3-way, plus 175 over Brian Harmon, Charles Howell the third, but also he's putting sprinkling a little bit on the outright, plus 5,500, top 5, plus 1,000, top 10, plus 500, and top 20, plus 225. If Brendan Todd doesn't have a good week, we hope to find Mike on Monday. Rick G, staying with the Sony Open. He loves Sebastian Munoz. Great nuggets on 18 under over his final 54 holes over Emiliano Grillo and Cameron Davis, the prototype. Top 20 finish, that's plus 350. Webb Simpson to win at plus 1,200. And finally, the Maestro. Phoenix Suns -5. Looking for a bounce back here over the Atlanta Hawks. DeAndre Ayton, same game, over 10.5 rebounds. And Boise State -10 over Wyoming. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all these picks straight to the pay window. For Rick G, for M Square, for the Maestro. And we've got a brand new producer today. I don't have a nickname yet. We'll just call him Greg. I'm the coach. Remember, this is the only spot every single day for your daily early edge. Take care.